Now, one of the challenges that I know pretty much every internal IT department has with law firms is dealing with the partners because they just want a bill, they want ease of use, they don't want any inconvenience at all. And things like
Hmm.
two-factor, zero trust, super to in their eyes, it's a really big deal of inconvenience and they don't want to deal with it. Like, so how did you kind of overcome those challenges and what were those conversations like?
Yeah, that was I think the biggest thing was, and it sounds bad, but don't let a crisis go to waste. If somebody else is struggling with something, it's in the news. You have to find the time when people are focused on an issue. Yeah, there's a monthly spend to have a security system. You have this tool, you have this tool, all this stuff adds up. And partners, they at the end of the day, they're practicing law to make money, and every bit of money that's not spent on overhead is money in the equity partners' pockets. So you kind of have to appeal to them on that level, like you don't want to lose this. So there's a few different things you have to do. I think the biggest thing was for me was when something happens, make sure you hear about it, not in an alarming, kind of Paul Revere kind of way, but just make sure they know, like, hey, this happened, this is in the news. We don't want this to be us. Here are these cybersecurity initiatives I think we should do. But also I feel like you'll always have at least one or two partners that can be your champion. It's like you need to have a partner talking to the other partners, kind of helping push these initiatives through. Because if you don't have them, if you're sitting there stonewalled by a group of litigators that don't get what you're trying to do, it'll be hard. So you got to find an internal champion to kind of help you with that stuff.
Yeah.
And the other part was just you take it in steps. I remember one law firm where they came with this giant initiative. You do something huge and you're going to pitch something that's going to cost, double your IT budget 1 year. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to get denied and you went nowhere. So you need to be a little bit more, I don't want to say defense in depth, but you kind of do your phases. We're going to do this first, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and then get those things approved as you go. So I think that kind of helps, because if nothing else, at least do this, or if nothing else, at least do these 2 steps, even if you can't do all 20 you want to do. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, I like that. Stephen McHugh said client audits fix those issues now. I mean, we've kind of seen that where clients are coming with their list of questions that they want
Yeah,
answered. And
that's another good driver. So it
it's a
could be,
huge driver. That's huge. So we've, a lot of times they don't know how to answer a lot of those questions because it's about, how backups are handled, data is handled, monitoring, permissions, things like that. They'll kick it over to the IT. That's a perfect example where you can say, hey, look, here's all the yeses that we do. So I would highly promote what you're doing because you need to promote, because obviously every IT department, any good IT department is working really hard and probably has a lot of those checks. So I would use that as promotion. Hey, look, great news. We're doing these ones, but here's the ones that we can't in good faith say yes to. And this is why. And that might be an opportunity, because if the client's big enough and they don't want to reply a no to a client that they know is
yeah.
probably have issue, they're going to want to make the change. And then suddenly some budget might appear for that.